Eventually, however, we tried every possible combination of food, anything you could ingest, old car tyres, typewriter ribbons. She could keep nothing down until eventually we hit on the one thing that she could eat, namely tinned fish. So it was John West to the rescue. And it didn't even have to, the fish didn't even have to be in a tin originally. If you just presented it in one, it did the trick. So I could at last get down to my project of talking to my baby through her my wife's tummy, much to the discomfiture of the other passengers on the bus. I had to make their way over this guy in the aisle, explaining the current political situation to his wife's stomach. So eventually, Isabel decided to arrive, thankfully, in the afternoon, unlike my other daughter who deprived me of a night's sleep. So we went off to the hospital. Now, my wife has a thing about participating. She likes me to participate in our mutual life. Now, you might think that there's no real way a mere male can actually help give birth, which is something essentially that women do currently, at any rate. But she had something in mind, namely that I was to rub her back, right, continuously throughout the labour. So there we were on the bed, and I was rubbing her back. By the end of it, I was more knackered than she was.
More tired than she was.
Cowering in the doorway, throwing out the occasional suggestion, which my wife, of course, ignored. Eventually, Isabel appeared, and my wife lay back in matronly disarray and presented me with this baby. Now in romantic comedies, there's always a character who somewhere says, "You had me at hello," which if they'd said at the time, would have spared one from watching the entire film. However, Isabel was presented to me crying. I'm not quite sure why babies cry when they emerge. I mean, surely being in a bright, colourful world with interesting things to look at, such as one's father, is better than being cooped up near the rear end of one's mother, privy to all the motions of her digestive system. However, it was at this point that my talking to my wife paid off. I said, "Baby, this is your daddy." And Isabel stopped crying immediately. So, whereas in the romantic comedy, You Have Me at Hello, Isabel had me at her first silence. And I've been under her spell ever since. Her good qualities are inscribed indelibly in my memory. Let me read them to you. Educated, cultured, multilingual, beautiful teeth, a nose to die for, funny. Wait a minute, Isabel, I can't quite read this right. So, funny in the sense of amusing, not peculiar. And modest, a trait she shares with her father. So I give you the bride.